far as I can tell, everybody, we're good to go. And in go, we will either to the Stanley Cup final or the golf course. It's going to be the golf course, by the way, because this team just can't seem to get it done. But we won 49 games in the regular season. We draw the St. Louis Blues in the first round of the playoffs. Mario Golf, yeah. The first round of the playoffs. We haven't made it past the first round in a couple of years, thanks to our best friends, the LA Kings, but this is the team that has gotten us to this point. To golf. No, but I'm not helpless, but no. The answer is not well. I also haven't been in a year, so. But, you know, we try. We try. The St. Louis Blues with Yaroslav Halak and Jake Allen in goal. Offense is Chris Terry, Patrick Berglund, David Backes, David Perron, TJ Oshie, Chris Stewart, Dmitry Askin, some dude named Verrett, Cam Janssen, Colton Sevier, Vladimir Sobotka, and Derek Dorset. Dorset, former player of ours. That's a pretty typical physical Blues lineup. Defense is Petrangelo and Barrett Jackman, Josh Georges, Kevin Shattenkirk, Alex Plant, and Roman Polak. Yeah. I don't know, man. We have the better of the star power, but they might have better depth. They might. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we're not stuck on NHL 12 for too much longer. It's game number one. Number one. And we're down 1-0 at the end of the first period. Chris Stewart, who was a god, an absolute lord in this era. I don't know why. NHL 11, he was insane. NHL 12, he's insane. Chris Stewart was a really solid player, but man. Ridiculous. Give me 1 second here, by the way. Uno momento. Por favor. Just making sure. Okay, good. The alert did go out. It's because they've been weird lately. Second period. Okay. Zach Parise, Nick Jensen, and Philip Danault, who we did not have last year, so maybe he's the difference maker. Future captain of the Boston Bruins, as I said on the podcast once upon a time. And then it turned out that Matt Poitras made the team, and now we do not need Philip Danault. Wonder why EA Sports games have such a problem with stacked teams. Who knows? We are up 3-1 heading into the third period. But yeah, that always does seem to be a thing, although I feel like NBA, if you have a stacked team, more often than not, you win. More often than not. You know, or even if you have like that one super dominant star of the era. You know? We take game one 3-1, thanks to an incredibly strong second period and a great performance from Steve Mason after giving up that opening goal. Good stuff. Is it too early to say the Pats need to clean house when it comes to the coaching staff? No. I wouldn't be opposed at this point. But at the same time, if Bill Belichick's like, oh, it turns out I have a contract, that means I'm here until I die. And then even 3 years afterwards, I'd be like, cool, you earned it. So, but yeah, the Patriots are a fucking disaster. Especially when it was like, hey, here's Bill O'Brien. He's back. The offense is going to be better. Is it? First period, 2-0 Blue Jackets. 2 goals for 1 Matt Duchene, including 1 on the power play. Very, very good. Second period, also against Jake Allen. Landeskog. Dude, we are actually doing pretty well in terms of scoring goals here. We go to the third, up by 3. Up by 3. Make it by 2. Who else? Chris Stewart, the only blue to score in this frickin' frackin' series already for the Blues. It is another 3-1 victory for the Blue Jackets, defending home ice. How do you like that? Great performances for old Stevie Mason. Stevie franchise. 2 assist night for Rick Nash. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. Apparently Jake Allen is hurt. TJ Oshie is hurt. Well, that's just nothing but tremendous news for me, isn't it? Dmitry Yaskin got hurt. Blues are dealing with a lot of injuries. Okay. We go to game number 3 in St. Louis. We are off to a great start. We're off to a great start. First period. Oh, boy. 2-1 Blues. Cam Janssen scored. How many goals did Cam Janssen, Cam Janssen, how many goals did he have in his career? Hockey reference. Cameron Janssen had 6 career goals. The old Janssen gets one in the playoffs. Whew. Goodness. All right. Second period. Still 2-1. Not amazing. You weren't far off, Hawks. No, 1 off. And you didn't go over. So, Hawks, by Price is Right rules, you got it. Luke Lockhart ties the game. Zach Parise gives us the lead. And the Columbus Blue Jackets take a very quick 3-0 series lead. Let's go. It's tonight the night. You never know. We could quickly be switching. You never know. Beautiful. Top Eddie, yeah, I like all the Patriots losses aren't Mac Jones's fault. And it's at the point now to make a hockey comparison. He's John Gibson, where people are like, well, if he was on a better team, he'd be playing better still. And it's like, not necessarily. It's a bad team, and he is also bad. Like his interception was the worst throw I think I've ever seen a pro quarterback make. Whereas the catch that Devontae Parker dropped that a 12-year-old could have caught, not his fault. So, you know. Jared Tenorti gets roughed up. That's a shame. We're averaging 3 goals a game here as we head to game 4 as we try to shut down the Blues in quick fashion. First period, 1-0 Blue Jackets. Matt Duchene is on fire. On absolute fire right now. Second period, goal apiece, Zach Parise and David Perron. The Blues are down to perhaps their last 20 minutes. Rick Nash. Come on, Ricky. You're winning a Stanley Cup and you're doing it in Columbus. The Columbus Blue Jackets have swept the St. Louis Blues in the first round. Rick Nash, the dagger and an extra stab for the hell of it. The top line decimates, dominates, and the top line delivers as we are moving on to round number 2. How is that for a performance to kick off this stream, huh? Whew. Where's the broom emote? We need to bring it back, to be honest. We need to bring it back. Let's take a look at those numbers there, man, because we killed it. That was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, that's confused a couple of people. Like, wait a minute, you're in the West, but the Jets are in the East. You know, we want to go for forwards. Duchene, Parise, and Rick Nash. Can they be stopped? Jensen and Carter. We were literally carried by the top line. That's all we needed. Absolutely carried. You know, I meant to do this. Luke Lockhart. I meant to look up his profile here. He is still playing to this day. He plays for Kunlun Red Star in the KHL, which is pretty cool. Captain of Seattle Thunderbirds, went to the University of BC, and has played for Kunlun Red Star. I think that was their first season, wasn't it? 17-18? Was that their first season? Not their first, but since their second season, he has been a part of that team and playing in the KHL. Good for him. Good for him. I wanted to see if they had any kind of info. Good for Luke Lockhart, though. Good stuff. Good stuff. Defense, by the way, because somebody pointed out the 12 penalty minutes of one Brian Allen, which, Jesus Christ. We had a lot of players take penalties in that series. Mobski, what's going on, man? How the heck are you? I hope you're doing good. Shout out to Steve Mason, by the way. 125 goals against average, a 957 save percentage. You'd love to see it. That was an awesome opening round, and it will set us up against whom in round number 2? That is the question. Tenorti should be healthy for the start of that series. Right on cue, Jared. Right on cue. Although, now we probably do want him in, because otherwise it's Jimmy Oligny. So, proud of you, Ender. Honestly, I don't want to fix the lines. We'll leave in Jimmy Oligny. We'll do it. Who do we have in round 2? After a tremendous performance. Damn, we've had about a week off. The Nashville Predators. The 46-win Nashville Predators. My goodness. My goodness, my goodness. All right. Let's see what they look like. Offensively, Sergei Kostitsyn, Colin Wilson, and Martin Erat. Tough guy, Jay Rosehill with Cal O'Reilly and Patrick Hornqvist. Some dude named Neil, Blake Jeffreyon and Nick Bergfors, Matt Halischuk, Lance Boma, and Zach Stortini. Grit, grit, and more grit. Holy crap. Defensively, that's why they're here. Suter and Weber. Ryan Suter and Shea Weber, boy. The pick the visors. With Jonathan Blum and Ryan Ellis, some dude named Graham, and Roman Yossi. One of those things, or two of those things, aren't like the other, really. In goal, catfish and all, it's Pekka Rinne. Oh, boy. All right. It's a pretty similar setup to what we saw from St. Louis. The problem with that is I feel like we could absolutely get caught. It's, oh God, Chicago or LA. One of the two will be in the Western Conference Finals as well, meaning we'd have to find a way past one of them. Son of bitch. It is game number 1. Game number 1 in the second round against the Nashville Predators. First period is goalless. They held us to just 6 shots. Second period, still goalless. Damn it. Not a good sign that Pekka Rinne is shutting us down now, is it? Not a good sign at all. Damn. And with that, 33 shots to 27. Goalless through 60 minutes. Unless it's an elimination game, we're not hopping in unless it goes to double overtime. How's this going to play out? Rinne versus Mason. Power play for the Preds doesn't go. Power play for the Jackets doesn't go. Oh my God. Oh my God, yes! Jeffrey Carter! And the Blue Jackets are 5-0 in the playoffs. We picked him back up at the deadline after trading him away a few years ago. And Jeff Carter wins us a ridiculous Game 1 late in overtime. What a duel between Rene and Mason. But Mason was able to hold on with a 43 save shutout. What a man. What a man, Steve Mason. So we'll go to Game 2. No need for any lineup changes here. Let's keep it going. Jeff Carter's supremacy. First period, goalless. We've been here before, haven't we? Second period, goal apiece. Both power play goals, Sergei Kostitsyn and Rick Nash. Here we go. Big third period. Shout out to Jeff Carter in 2K10 Flyers series. He was a monster. 2-1, Zach Parise. Steve Bernier. Luke Lockhart. Oh my goodness. 6-0. 6-0. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pod tomorrow. We do typically record on Mondays, yeah. We're up 2-0 in this series. Stevie Mason. Stevie franchise. And what a performance there. Parise and Nash. Damn. They've been insane. They have been insane. We head to Nashville. Not necessarily intending to speed run this, but this is kind of how it's playing out. We go to game number 3. First period. 1-1. Jeff Carter. Matt Halischuk. Second period. Jeff Carter and Zach Parise. 20 minutes away, perhaps, from a 3-0 series lead. Erat gets one back. The lead's back down to 2. And breathe. The Columbus Blue Jackets are 1 win away from the Western Conference Final. Parise and Carter lead the way. We're 7-0. Can we get it done? Can we earn the right to play Chicago in the Western Conference Final? I'd be happy it's not Los Angeles, but it's still frickin' Chicago. Game 4. Here we go. First period, 2-1. Philip Danault. Tied by Sergei Kostitsyn, and then Zach Parise again. Unreal. Second period, still 2-1. The Preds down to potentially their last 20 minutes. Dude, Zach Parise is insane. Zach Parise is absolutely insane. He cannot stop scoring. The Columbus Blue Jackets, undefeated and heading to the Western Conference Final. An unbelievable run. 8-0 en route to the conference finals. And we already know that it's going to be Chicago in the next round. We are just waiting for the confirmation of the Eastern Conference Finals. We did it. We have a second phone. Hello? There's 2 of you now. We have a second phone. That's the real victory. The New York Rangers have made the Eastern Conference Final, where they will be taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, goodness. NHL franchise can finally afford a second phone. Hey, it takes a while to overcome previous NHL expansion rules, okay? Not everyone was set up like Vegas, which is why Vegas paid the big bucks to actually get a team. Because they said, yeah, we don't want to be Columbus or Nashville or Atlanta. And they were right. Minnesota, too, for that matter. Outside of the 2003 run, some rough years. Shout out to 14 PIMs for Brian Allen. I mean, it's our top line. Our top line is just absolutely crushing it right now. What a team. And of course, in goal, a 121 goals against average with a 959 save percentage for Stevie franchise. However, Chicago. I went the wrong way. I didn't want to look from that perspective. I'm glad they signed Kyle Beach. We need to look at the Hawks. Patrick Sharp, Jonathan Taves, and Patrick Kane. Kyle Beach, Michael Frolik, and Dave Boland. Brian Bickle, Sean Monahan. Whoops. And Jeremy Morin, Kyle Clifford, Brady Ramsey. Whoops. And some dude named Levesque. Defensively, Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, Nick Chalmerson, Curtis Foster, Andrew Bodnarchuk, and Chris Campoli. In goal, Corey Crawford. Not ideal. Not ideal. They won 52 games in the regular season. It'll be the first time that we don't have home ice advantage in a series here. Game number 1. Let's keep it going. Game number 1. First period, 2-0 Blue Jackets. Ryan Johansson and Matt Duchene. Second period. Matt Duchene scored again. Third period. Steve Mason with a 35 save shutout at United Center to push the Blue Jackets to 9-0 in the postseason. When are we going to turn back into a pumpkin? I can sense it. When are we going to turn back into a pumpkin? Man. Game number 2. First period. Philip Danault and Jeff Carter. Second period. Chicago gets their first goal of the series after nearly 4.5 periods played. It's Patrick Kane. We're up by 1 heading into the third. Power play goal, Nail Yakupov. The Columbus Blue Jackets are 10-0 in the postseason and are 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup final. This is one of the damnedest playoff runs I've ever seen. Holy hell. Game number 3. First period. 1-0. Power play goal. Nail Yakupov. Second period. 2-1 Chicago. Michael Frolik and Ben Smith. We are trailing for what might be the first time this postseason. It's been a rarity. Smith adds another. It's 3-1. Make it 4-1. A power play goal for Jonathan Toews. And finally, the run will end at 10-0. Chicago hands us our first loss of the postseason with a 4-1 victory in Game 3. Great game for Crawford. Great game for Ben Smith. So, yeah, Tom, that's fair. You're not missing much. Make it 10-1-0. Big time Game 4 here. To see whether or not we'll have a chance to end the series. Can we do it? First period, 2-0. Rick Nash and a power play goal for Jeff Carter. We've had a lot of power play goals. Second period, Nick Jensen. Trying to take a 3-1 series lead. Can we do it? The Columbus Blue Jackets are 1 win away from a Stanley Cup Finals appearance, where it'll be either the Rangers or the Penguins, as Steve Mason has another playoff shutouts. Absolutely ridiculous. Tommy, all good, buddy. Take it easy. And have fun at the game tomorrow. Definitely better ways to spend that type of money than NHL 24. Altex, what's up, man? It is game number 5. Back in Chicago. Can we end this series? First period, goalless. They absolutely killed us in shots. Second period, goal apiece. Matt Duchene on the power play. And then Kyle Clifford scored. Chicago only has 20 minutes left guaranteed in this season. They got to earn it from here. They have to earn it from here. Rick Nash. The Columbus Blue Jackets are going to the Stanley Cup Final. Just reminded me in the Oilers run, I didn't see if the banner raising was a thing, but people know it was a thing. It's fine. 12-1-0. Will it be the Rangers or the Penguins? Columbus and Pittsburgh. The Stanley Cup Final. Unbelievable that we've made it here the way that we have. Now we're 4 wins away. Definitely wasn't expecting this. Taking a look here. Parise, Duchene, and Nash have all been great. But the story of this team is this guy right here. With a 1.20 goals against average and a .960 save percentage with 3 shutouts. Hello, Crash Andrews, you handsome, handsome devil. We're 4 wins away from moving on from NHL 12. 4 wins away. The Pittsburgh Penguins look like this. James Neal, Sidney Crosby, and Byron Bitts. Eric Tangradi with Evgeny Malkin and Jordan Stahl. I think that's Ryan House. With Tyler Kennedy and I believe Sergei Shirokov. Ryan Hallweg, Mike Winther, and Darren Hadar. On defense, Matt Niskanen and Chris Letang, Nick Ebert and Matthew Corrente, Eric Jelena. I believe that's Nick Crawford. They're top heavy. In goal, Marc-Andre Fleury. Whoever's depth shows up, whoever's stars show up. It's really what we're looking at this stage. We've got to improve that amateur scout, even though we might not need him. Even though we might not. Game number 1, on home ice, no less. The Stanley Cup final. First period, goalless. Crushed him in shots. Second period, James Neal starts off the scoring, but from there it is Nash on Pickard. A power play goal for Nick Jensen, and Jeff Carter makes it 3-1. And that is Chet Pickard, I do believe. No, it might be Calvin. I don't know. We go to the third period. We don't know what happened to Fleury. Might have gotten hurt throughout the course of the game. The Columbus Blue Jackets are 3 wins away from hoisting the Stanley Cup. So close, yet so far. 13, 1-0. David Savard picks up an injury. We do have the instant replacement for him. I'm not sure where Fleury was. Game number 2. Game number 2. We'll see if Fleury's still out. First period, goalless. Goalless. Second period, Ryan Johansson. We go to the third. Rick Nash on the power play. Byron Bitts gets one back. Matt Duchene, the empty netter. Mouse, thank you for the 32 months on the primer. Greatly appreciated. I hope you were doing well tonight. 2 wins away. Will Rick Nash raise the Stanley Cup tonight as the captain of the Blue Jackets, as we lose Cale Kessie for the remainder of the playoffs? Also playing NHL 12. Good shout. What happened to Cale? MCL sprain. He's out until September. Okay. We head to Pittsburgh. Who is in for Kessie right now? I believe it's Kessel. The fourth line's done well. I don't really want to break them up, but I can bump them up a line. Although Jensen's been pretty good in the playoffs, too. Will that change cost me? Time will tell. I was forced into a change anyway because of the injury. Game number 3. First period, 2-0 Columbus. Jeff Carter and a power play goal for Zach Parise. Freaking believable at this point. Oh my God. Second period. The Columbus Blue Jackets are 1 win away from hoisting the Stanley Cup. A 5-0 final. A 35 save shutout for Steve Mason. $15, 1-0 in the playoffs. 1 win away is game 4, the last game of the 2016-17 season. Is this it? First period, 1-0 Pittsburgh, Ryan Hallweg. Second period, 1-1 Philip Deno. The last 20 minutes that the Penguins are guaranteed this season. Will they force a Game 5 or will the Blue Jackets raise the cup? Halfway through the third. Oh my God. Columbus scores! Philip Deno! 2.5 minutes away. Has Philip Deno secured the Stanley Cup? You know we got to put him in the old school, now the new school. Has Philip Deno done it? Are we about to go 16-1-0 en route to the Stanley Cup? Can it happen? Chicago handed us a loss, and that was about it. Oh, that's right. I should have picked the side. Thank you. I forgot about that. Let me see. I should be able to do that from here. Columbus, position lock. Yeah, I couldn't do coach mode at the time. I will wait until the clock ticks down a little bit more, and then I will switch. The Consol Energy Center.
Winger moves in to pick up that puck. Good tie-up in the face-off.
Slap shot towards goal, just past Fleury. Again, that is not Phil Kessel.
Real good work in front positioning-wise.
2:10 to go. Back to the point, and again, low for Kessel. We're offside. We are offside. With some aggression. AJ, what's going on, man?
Number 3 on the list of top hitters.
What is happening? This has been an unreal run. 15-1-0. Puck dumped in 2 minutes away. Pittsburgh has time.
The Blue Jackets lead now by 1 goal.
Gino can't get the puck on net. Crombeen up for Nash. Captain Nash over to Duchesne. Matt Duchesne can't put it past Fleury. Whew. 1:33 to go. Duchesne tried to put it underneath the blocker. Not bidding on player. There. Emperor. 18 months, by the way. Thank you for that. Indeed, I'm sure people have noticed we changed some things around with the badges. We retired the old Palmer cans because I haven't had a sip of Arnold Palmer in over 2 years. The stuff's delicious, but holy shit, it'll ruin you. Rick Nash. Good save. Good save. Joe, how are you tonight? Ivory as well. History, perhaps, about to be made. 45 seconds. Luke Lockhart. I tried bubbly. I have. Sparkling water just isn't for me. It's always the stuff that tastes good that's bad for you. That's true. It's true. Is this the best playoff run in channel history? It has to be. I don't think I've ever had a team. I mean, it's not over yet, but I don't think we've ever had a team go 16-0. I don't know if we've had a team ever go 16-1. So, Fleury heads to the bench. Ebert, loose puck. Mason paddles it to Tenorti. Tenorti turns it over. 20 seconds. Ebert, save. Loose puck out to the half wall. 12 seconds to go. Save by Mason. I'm aware I have to take over. And again, people might have missed the message on Discord. There are certain people who are getting... I cleared up the VIP list too. Certain people are getting it back based on sub time. I'm aware I have to take control. I'm waiting. I don't want to influence the result.
Tied him up in the draw. Good deflection. Opportunity's going to go just...
I didn't want to influence the result.
Just a little bit wide.
The Columbus Blue Jackets have won the Stanley Cup. 16-1-0. And a championship to show for it. Rick Nash. We said it was Operation Get Rick Nash a Stanley Cup. And here we are. Steve Mason. Oh my God. The greatest goaltending performance of all time. No doubt about it. Unfrickin' believable. And a Stanley Cup for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Absolutely insane. Ace 965. Oh, Rick Nash. Rick Nash raises the Stanley Cup. You'll love to see it. We almost traded him a few times, but elected to hold on to him, and all we had to do was pair him with frickin' Zach Parise. That top line of Parise, Duchesne, and Rick Nash. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. Why the Blue Jackets? Because the year this game came out, the prior season, they were the worst team in the league. And we have successfully reversed their fortunes.
And this is the shot that will last a lifetime.
The Columbus Blue Jackets, Stanley Cup champions in 2017. You hug that trophy, Rick, and you never let go. Beautiful. Beautiful. We have won a title in NHL 11. We have won a title in, I mean, in fairness, I've won a title in every NHL, except for NHL 24. Oh, goodness. What a game. What a series. What a run in the postseason. 16-1-0, which is just insane. Absolutely insane. Wow. Can you even say about that, man? A performance like that? If it wasn't for Steve Mason, it would have been Matt Duchesne. That top line. And then Carter and Yakupov turned out to be an incredible tandem. Shout out to 5 goals for Philip Deneau. But yeah, the story is Steve Mason. The greatest goaltending performance of all time. Eat your heart out, Tim Thomas. Eat your heart out, J.S. Jaguar. Absolutely crushes it. St. Louis, Nashville, Chicago, and then Pittsburgh in the final. The Stanley Cup is ours. God damn. Feels good. San Antonio Rampage won the Calder Cup. Bauer, we'll see. We'll see.
To walk through this fucking
We shall see. Shout out the great 98s for the fall. Welcome in. We will look at the awards, of course. I'd love to see it. The Art Ross went to Eric Stahl. The Hart went to Eric Stahl. The Norris to Adam Larson for the second year in a row. Parise won the Bing. Dmitry Askin won the Calder. Conn Smythe to Steve Mason, of course. Vezina to Pecorine. Other more important awards. Selke to Jonathan Taves. Ted Lindsay to Eric Stahl. Rocket Richard to Alexander Ovechkin. Now, obviously, there is an off-season to go through, which I am not going to do in the traditional sense, which is why I'm going to save that file and then make a new file. By the way, how much GM rep did I just accrue? Up to 30. Amazing what winning a Stanley Cup can do for your reputation. Absolutely amazing, isn't it? Criminy. Amazing what a win can do. This looks like NHL 9. I mean, a lot of the menus at the time look the same. Just like this era that we're currently in with like NHL 24, the menus look the same up until this year, I should say. So we're going to sim through everything because there is a banner raising to watch. So there is a banner raising to watch. It doesn't really matter what the team technically is or isn't. By the way, shout out to the person, a couple of people let me know that, hey, if you jump into the prospect game and then look at the stats, you can technically see player overall. Also, we have 2 first-round picks this year. Apparently, we also have 2 first-round picks, which is amazing. We're going to auto-draft. Need 12 phones so we can look like a Pokemon Go influencer. Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan. Mills, what's going on, man? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Apparently there was a Jay Bieber to Tampa that I missed. We will continue. Oilers, what's going on? Down to 29 players under contract. So I don't know how many players will still be on the ice that were technically a part of this championship by the time we get to the preseason to watch the banner raising. But hey. Apparently Matt Duchene's not going to be there. It's not worth going through the trouble of setting up this roster when we're going to move on. So, I'd FC go. FC's career mode is always fun. Apparently Rick Nash is a free agent. So, well, Rick, I hate to say it, you're not going to be on the ice for this banner raising. He would have been otherwise, but like I said, it's not worth going through the trouble of making sure players are on the team when we're just going to stop. So, but we got to see it. We got to see it. We got to see it. Yeah, that's why I made a second save file. Oh, Rick DiPietro is a free agent. That's the guy to get. That is the man to get. Bring in the DiPietro. It's beautiful. Cam Jansen. I was going to say Cam Jansen. The Jansen. All right. When is that home opener? Oh, my God. They stuck us on the road for the first couple games. Oh, my God. 5-game road trip as defending Cup champions. We'll be raising the banner in our 6th game of the season against Detroit. Frickin' 5-game road stretch to start the season as defending Cup champs. Ain't that a bitch? At least Steve Mason will be here. That's insane. Obviously, I don't expect us to have a very good team, but we got to send off these tremendous, tremendous Blue Jackets after the greatest playoff run in NHL history. We got to send off the Blue Jackets in style, you know? Got to do it. Just let me get to my game, please. Don't you continue like nothing is wrong or different. Also, we're 3-1-1 apparently. So shout out to Milbury from the looks of it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We have a banner to raise with the Red Wings in the building. Jeff Carter's probably technically going to be our captain because we didn't go hands-on with this too much. But that's okay. That is okay. Captain Jeff Carter. Why do the menus seem faster? Because they might be. In some ways. Honestly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Stanley Cup champions, your Columbus Blue Jackets!
And who knows, maybe we'll get that feature back in NHL 25. Or 26. Or 27. 2045? Who knows? But we're done with the Blue Jackets. And we're moving on. I got this cup to win in this particular game. And it's going to happen. Because it's a steel book. It's metal. It's not plastic. Isn't that neat? Yeah.